Probably have to change this. Sup? In theory, we're live.
Hello. Welcome. This thumbnail is ridiculous.
It's so silly, but it's so good.
We're live with a Talkback podcast thing for the 1 year anniversary of The Devil's Den.
The 1 year.
On YouTube right now. And just think about it. Next week is the 5-year anniversary of Just In Case You Feel Alone.
Wait, we made that 5 years ago?
Came out 2019.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different time.
Yeah. I've lived in this city for almost 4 years.
Damn. You mean live chat's unavailable? Get your head out of your ass. There we go.
Get your ass out of your ass.
Get your ass out of your head. There we go. Now we could see all of you beautiful human beings in the chat. Down there. Down at the bottom. You would not believe the amount of bullshit that we have to go to stream on YouTube, which should be the easiest thing, because YouTube live streaming has been around for like ever.
Yeah.
Somehow it is one of the most difficult things in the world. But we made it. Is this your Monster Energy?
Yes, I just brought that. Mango
Loco.
It's delicious.
I mean,
you can have a sip when I inevitably open it in like 20 minutes.
Mango things. I mean, you've only like just been drinking your coffee.
Yeah.
How is it?
Trust me, it'll be gone very quickly.
It's possible that you need more than just that.
Yep.
Well.
Okay, I'm tagging you in it. You better repost it.
I'll repost it. Here, there we go.
Post is published.
I just got to make sure that there's only these things plugged in.
Oh, and then I will go to this and then just copy.
Wait, is Blue Sky a publicly traded company? Or is this bsky.cn? I don't know if that's actually Blue Sky. I just searched Blue Sky and it came up with something about stocks.
Interesting.
So I don't know if... Oh, there's the notification. Yeah, we don't use Twitter anymore.
I literally don't have Twitter on my phone anymore.
Yeah, I haven't had Twitter on my phone for, I think, a while. And I just refused to log back into it.
Yep.
I didn't want to do it. I said, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
So, you can find us on Blue Sky. Like, you can find them at WereWING.cybersoupent.com and AdamOtt.cybersoupent.com.
Hell yeah.
Which, by the way...
Can I charge my phone with this?
Yeah, you can.
Holy fuck. Technology.
Yeah. It's amazing what happens when USB-C ports exist. At least if you can get it at the right angle in your phone where your phone actually starts charging.
Nope.
I can promise that works for everything else. Is it working?
Nope.
Here.
Here, wait. Let me try again.
Here. Let me take your phone out of your case.
I don't want to take my phone out of my case.
I'm gonna put
because it unveils the one big secret about my phone. That I'm a big fan of. The Pharaoh Grick.
Oh no! Here,
it's also very hairy.
You do have a dog.
Yeah, but underneath my phone case?
Your dog's been licking your phone.
I don't have that many dogs.
Well,
you've hide them under my phone case.
I mean, you've got 2.
I don't personally own the second one.
But just give...
Whatever.
because I know that this works with my old Pixel, so I'm just going to... There you go.
Oh, I also need to put it in my Telegram.
God damn it, Katie.
Hand it. And then we can do this again in a second. Adam liked my post.
I did.
That's poggers.
I did like that. But yeah, the plan for the stream today is we're gonna listen through the entirety of the album, probably talking over it.
Talking over it, or like listening to it and just doing other thing. I don't know.
And we'll talk after it too. We'll talk. It's a talkback. That's how this works.
It sure fucking is.
It'll be kind of fun. It's amazing to think how this has been out for a year.
Yeah.
Which is the first time I've ever helped make something this large.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Will it work? Does my phone desire to be charged? Oh!
Yep, it's charging.
We'll call it good.
Yours isn't magnetic, but I found with that thing, I can position phones on it in just the way where it doesn't slide.
Did you make sure that this is a public stream?
It is a public stream, otherwise we wouldn't have well, let's just go to the channel, we can look.
Yeah, let's make sure. There, it's live.
There it is. 1 year of the DeVille's Den.
DeVille.
I was going to put on Life in Indigo while people were streaming in, but...
Yeah, but we forgore.
We forgore. It's fine.
But if you want to hear us, well, not you, but if you want to hear me and also Robin play Life in Indigo live, and you live in Alberta, come to the Foray Christmas Extravaganza in Calgary. Because we will be playing a live rendition of Life in Indigo, and it slaps. It's, I think, very fun.
Tickets are available at foray.ca.
Yes. Tickets are not available for the event that Adam will be at.
No,
they are sold out.
I'll be here in Edmonton. So that's where I'll be.
Here in Edmonton, not playing live music.
Listen, it was either that or, like, not have to deal with driving 3 hours.
Well, see, that's exactly the thing that, like, Riley and I were talking about, was, like, we will go to Calfuray if we do not get accepted to play at Foray.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's more worth our time to play music and get our name out there more than it is for us to just, like, go to an event, you know?
Yeah. Which makes sense. Hopefully, WereWING at Calgary Christmas Party 2025?
Maybe.
Maybe?
If they don't schedule the fucking events on the same day again.
Yeah, hopefully
that one makes me
Hopefully
upset.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yes.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen as someone who wants to go to both.
Yeah, because, like, both would be good. Even if it's, like, one weekend after the other. Like, I would gladly go to both.
Oh, 100%.
And I would gladly perform at both.
Also 100%.
Yeah.
Give me more reasons to perform.
Yeah.
There'll probably be some footage that'll come out eventually of us performing at Foray. I have all the footage. I just haven't done anything with it. That's something I should
really
actually
need you to send that to me.
I should put that on this drive.
Just trim every individual song and the, like, in-between banter and just send them all as, like, individual, or just, like, put them as individual files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
shall we get started with listening through the album What We Done Made?
What We Done Made. Yes, we will start with the first track, which is Sleep Soundly, which I guess I could give a little, like, preamble before each track.
Yeah, you wrote the lyrics for all of these, so you have more insight into the lyrical component than I do.
Sleep Soundly was the first solo song I ever made and produced and released as WereWING. And it was about my ex at the time who cheated on me. And the song was basically like, oh, well, interesting how you think that you can just go off and be a slut and it's okay. So I'm going to take some inspiration and go off and be a slut and that's okay. And it kind of like changed drastically between like the single version and the version that's on the album. The original is like a really shittily produced pop song. Whereas like this is kind of a more expanded, reimagined rock version of it.
It has a lot more heart to it.
Has a lot
and
more
hits
heart.
harder.
I think it just like, there's an extra verse that I wrote that just like kind of more, instead of the song coming off as like me being like kind of like bitter and like jealous in a way, it kind of like expands on the feeling to being more of a like, I feel bad for you because you felt you had to do this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this track on the album comes off a lot more like kind of more genuinely how I really feel about her. Yeah, I dated a woman at one point in time. That was a choice.
Imagine doing that.
And she was also a mom.
Yeah.
And I have a little tidbit in the song about that as well. It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. I remember you telling me the entire story. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I also, if anybody has seen the WereWING Plus Dark Souls playthrough, Joey and I had a whole episode talking about this situation, and it is one of the funniest little bits on the show. So, anyway, shall we?
We shall.
This is Sleep Soundly, track 1, and it directly leads into track 2, but we will pause it in between.
Yeah.
I think the kind of like VHS startup logo thing is like fun for the video.
It's like, it looks so cool. This was also, like, I'm gonna be obviously talking over this a bunch, but like, this was really cool. When we performed this live at Furray, this was the track that we walked onto, obviously. For the Furray performance, I decided to do a little bit of fun lighting stuff, and we actually had to extend the beginning of the song by about twice its normal length, just as like a walk-on.
I added in the entire intro a second time, but also stretched that out to double its length, so it was like 3 times the length of the intro.
This is also just like, genuinely from that set was one of my favorites to play live.
It was so fun.
Because I could just like,
which also interesting, the piano on this track, Adam did not actually play. I wrote this bit, and then we were trying to get Adam to re-record it so that it like, whatever, but then it ended up just being the exact same. And so we were just like, well, this is what you'll play on the piano, and it sounds exactly like it, so...
There's some times where like Katie has written an entire piano bit, and I'm like, this works though.
Yeah.
You don't need anything from me. I can play this.
Yeah, and it might be a little different when it's played live, but that's just, everything will be.
Yeah. Like, I'll happily... oh yeah, this bit.
Every single boy in here knows how it feels to down low. Well, it's really cool. I bet you feel so special. You're so good with the other guys, but you can't even swallow. Oops, I got a one up. Bet you can make him come up. You play with me, I play with you. A little game of 1 and 2. Hey there, hello. Oh hey, what you know? So said that you cannot please yourself, like some mellow.
I may have stolen that ending line from Childish Gambino. but that's fine.
Gently borrowed.
Gently borrowed. I just love the ending it with the, oh, you so mellow. It's just like so good. Such a good cap to a like aggressive verse like that. Hell yeah.
This transition worked really well.
Yeah. And like even though this and the next song are like quite tonally different from each other, this is kind of the introduction to the theme of the album being like inner demons and like things in our past and in our life that we struggle with, specifically me. But like I know that there's a few tracks on this that like can relate to other people in the band. This album very much dives into like inner demons, specifically with like love and faith and religion and like gender and sexuality, which you know are very important topics to me to talk about as like a queer person who grew up in a small little Christian town, and like having a pastor for a father, who like gave up his faith to like run off with a different woman, and stuff like that. Like this album is very much just reflecting on my life and how I've grown to like accept the world for what it is, despite how unfair it may seem. And this is an album of like less like I know how the world works and more of a just like accepting that I will never truly understand how the world works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, specifically that song is like based on one relationship, one person, and you know how I've moved on since then, and I want to feel like sympathetic towards her and like the struggles she's gone through, and you know like I kind of understand why she did what she did, and like, you know what, girl, turns out you weren't the right one for me either, and that's okay. Like I have no gripes with her. I've chatted with her once or twice since that song came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like we're like on good terms. We don't talk, but like, you know, I have no ill will.
That's wild. I didn't know that you still talk to her.
Very different paths in life now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, one person being a mother, you know, that's.
Well, and I'm mother in a different way.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah, you're both mothering on your own paths.
We're both mothering our own way.
We're mothering our own paths.
And there's something beautiful about that.
And that's all right. We're okay with this.
Yeah. This next song is Hindsight, which is this is a song reflecting specifically on like religion and growing up being taught that like this is how the world works and you need to have faith and you need to put all of your trust and faith in no streams. You misinformed me. Well, this isn't a stream with you, so I didn't misinform you at all. I said I wasn't streaming with you today.
Yeah.
Also, you and I normally stream around noon. This is not noon. And this was pre-planned.
This was pre-planned.
Yes.
But we should have advertised this beforehand. But
We should have.
That's another thing.
Absolutely. However, we're kind of treating this more as a podcast anyway.
Yeah.
TBH.
TBH.
I might even like edit the audio from this and like put it up as a podcast.
Yeah.
Hi Joey. Also, welcome.
Hi Joey.
But yeah, so Hindsight is about like how do I move on from like this sort of pressure of, you know, I've lived my whole life having to be kind of forced into a faith that I don't really believe in, and how I cope and stuff like that. And Hindsight started off, the instrumental started off as another song for, you know, that Friday Night Funkin' Poppy Playtime
Yeah, I remember.
mod that I did a soundtrack for. So this was the third song for that mod, but then the mod got canceled halfway through me making the song. And I was like, well, this beat is sick.
It's too good not to use.
And also gives me like such good like vibes. And originally this song, the lyrics went through like 3 different rewrites. Originally this song was called 98.
I do
and
remember
was
that.
Specifically like an aggressive like rap track about my childhood in the town I grew up in. And that shifted completely into what we have now. And I started writing these lyrics with a poem, and everything else that came after was, I think you and I were literally just like chilling in my room when I wrote the rest of the lyrics after the poem.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were just kind of like, I don't know what to do with this. And then we just kind of, it just kind of happened.
Yeah, it's
And
just
I was
kinda,
like, does this sound good? And you were like,
yeah.
but it turned out good.
Yeah, and I think I had some like input like on like the build and such like that. But a lot of this was like solid from the Friday Night Funkin' mod stuff, and it's just like
it really all came together when we started adding guitars.
guitars filled out this track so nicely.
Originally it was just like ambience and a beat and some lyrics, and then we started listening to Sleep Token, and everything changed.
I still want to cover a Sleep Token song or 2
Yeah,
or 3. There's a few.
there's so many.
There's so many.
I would love to cover Granite, but I know you would like to cover Are You Really Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways,
Lots of
Hindsight.
options. Hindsight by WereWING, track 2.
Sold my soul off to a toll box under street lights.
Classic canceling project mid-production, yeah.
In the change box,
That's just how it goes in the
it was tainted.
mod industry. I don't know.
The night train in the
The theme for this poem was like trading my soul for a new one because I didn't like what I had done with it. But obviously, you know, the idea of like getting something, trading something that you've always had for like someone else's, maybe you're not quite used to it, and you'll see the world through a different light because of it.
I think there was at one point I was like, I think at first I was like this is a very long intro, but then like as it was built on, I was just like, okay, this makes sense because it's building to this drop into the beat, and then it makes sense at that point.
Yeah.
Like this like beginning of song unraveling of the mind, sort of.
That's like one of my favorite lines I've ever written.
See, one of my favorite. This song actually has some of my favorite drums.
Oh yeah,
On
the
the
drums in
album?
this sound so good.
Like, so fucking good. Like those tom hits make
Yeah.
this. Like it helps make this chorus.
all at once I see
In this breakdown.
beckoning to me. Memories of a broken trust bond. Feelings feel like a shotgun.
The fucking
The,
shotgun.
the shotgun. Woo! The shotgun.
Perfect. Fraser
guitar.
did so good on this song.
Oh my god, just shredded it.
Fraser is our bass player, but he wrote the guitars for this track. It's so grungy, it's so aggressive. The idea of like when we achieve independency, control was never ours either way, is like, you know, I've been told my whole life that I have to devote my life to this higher power that is this invisible force that's all knowing and all controlling. And it's like, I have grown up into the person I am today, not because of the faith I grew up with, but more so in spite of it. Mm-hmm. And the idea that like my whole life is supposed to be devoted to this thing that I've never seen, this thing that has constantly been a lie throughout my life. What control do I have? You know, what control is there? What do I put into the world if I'm supposed to live my entire life for something else that I've never seen? And like, this is not me like shunning people who have faith and religion. I am completely supportive of people like having that, because that is a very powerful thing for so many people. It's a source of inspiration. It's a source of motivation for so many people, that they can go on day to day because they have something to look forward to. Like, my whole life is spent being this good person so that one day when I'm not in this life, I can have a better next one. And that's powerful and that's awesome. And I'm so happy for people that can have that faith. Mm-hmm. It just, like, sadly for me did not work out that way. And again, like, that's not a bad thing. Not everyone is a one-to-one with everyone else around them.
Yeah. I feel like I got very highly critical of my faith in like my early teens, like especially around the time I was like 13 to like 18 is when I was like very highly critical of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just like because it was forced upon me, and that's just like that's how it was where we grew up.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is the reality.
That was the whole town we grew up in.
This is your reality. You accept this.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not, I don't think it's fair to call every religion a cult, but I do think that the way a small town where everybody is religious raises their children is a forced religious experience. And that's, you know, I'm not going to say that Christianity as a whole is a cult, because it does very different things for very different people. But I will say that the way that I was raised in that town was pretty cultish. Mm-hmm. Very comparable.
It's something that I talked about lots, especially in my like indigenous course that I took this last term in university, is just like this reality of like your worldview is like a combination of the people you surround yourself with, and the worldview that I had growing up and like was, you know, all of these very highly religious people and going to, not necessarily going to Sunday school, but going to church every Sunday. And I only really ended up going for the donuts by the end of it, because there was donuts in the church basement.
I pretty much only went to church at the end of it to hang out with Michael.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I would do a lot of things to hang out with Michael.
Literally, yeah.
He's cool. Shout out to Michael.
Shout out to Michael.
Always
Fro boy in his house.
consistently has the best Instagram stories.
Yeah, that's very funny. I want to get Michael on for a podcast episode.
Oh, could we please? That'd be so great.
And oh my god, there's so many like old Cybersoup videos that never came out that Michael and I made together.
That would be an exciting podcast. Just like the things that Cybersoup was going to make and never did.
Yep.
I mean, we were also going to make a sequel to The Cringe Conspiracy.
I still want to, but that's like so out of our range currently.
Yeah.
Maybe once you're done school.
Yeah, maybe in like 4 or 5 months we could start the pre-production on that.
That'd be sick. I still have the mask.
So we could still do it.
Yeah. I don't have the same clothing, but I have similar clothing. Plus, the characters need a redesign anyway.
Yeah, they need to evolve. We need to give them depth.
Yep.
Speaking of depth, this next song,
This next song is In Sound Mind.
Deep in the Mind, the depth of the mind.
Um,
Whoa,
So,
we got there.
it's very culty churches, especially in that town. Yeah, even Joey agrees. And Joey's dad is a pastor who was in that town.
I mean, there's like what? Like, I think one time I actually drove around town when I was
To
there.
count churches.
To count churches. There's at least 10.
A town of 3,000 people, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the time I was there, because more churches kept growing, there was like roughly like 11 or 12 Christian churches, and we're talking like Baptist, Protestant.
There's one Mormon.
There's one Mormon church, there's a Zionist church, there is a Catholic church, but most of them were Protestant or Baptist.
And Christian, I think.
Well, that is, yeah, Protestant and Baptist are Christian. Catholic is also Christian, but like it's such a far removed, different type of Christianity that I don't like to put it in the same pool as Protestant and Baptist.
I couldn't tell you which religion I was brought up in. I want to say it was Catholic.
Really?
I think it was Catholic.
Interesting.
I could probably tell you. There's a box under my bed that has like the day I was baptized and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have a plate with like my legal name on it. That has a
I
whole.
hate that.
Yeah, it was probably my grandmother who did that. Anyways,
Next song, track 3, In Sound Mind, is technically this is the title track of the album. We mentioned specifically The Devil's Den on 2 tracks in the album, this one and the closing track. And this is the song specifically talking about your mind.
you cannot have my plate, Joey. No, you cannot have my plate.
In Sound Mind is very specifically talking about like, here are the struggles I deal with in my brain every day. Here are the, when I have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, when I feel suicidal thoughts and tendencies and stuff like that. This song is the idea of like what is going on in my brain during those experiences. And I've struggled a lot with anxiety and depression my whole life. And I feel like I'm decent at coping. I feel like
We're doing our best.
I'm capable of self-regulating. But like sometimes it does get the better of you, and I really struggle with that still to this day. I have panic attacks more often now than I ever have in my life, just from like stress and stuff like that. And this song is kind of a window into that. It's also based on a video game. That's besides the point. WereWING songs that are based on video games are often like, here's a character from this thing that I am inspired by, that I can relate to, that I can write something about.
Yeah.
And In Sound Mind is an incredible video game by an incredible group of people. And they like this song. They've reached out to me before and messaged me and been like, hey, we were like bumping your song in the studio while working on the final version of the game, like, which is so cool.
It's That's wild.
Yeah. So like this song is based on that, but it is not strictly about that.
This song was kind of neat to work on as well. Like you'll hear when the song really gets into like its, I don't know, when it hits heavier. I was like, there was at one point we were working on this song and I was like, what if we added a fucking like horn and string section?
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's something about this that could like use the intensity of a horn and string section. So
Yeah.
I did it. And it ended up changing the song.
It's very different. Originally, this was another song that I made solo originally, and we completely reimagined it for the album. And the original is just like a pure like punk rock song.
Yeah.
And this version, we were starting to work on like these like blasting horns and stuff on it. And then literally like a week later after we had done that, So Much for Stardust by Fall Out Boy came out. And there's a song on there that does like a similar thing. And I was like, oh, okay, so we're on the right track.
We are, 100%.
And yeah, good shit.
Yeah. Song.
This is also the first song on the album where Adam did backup vocals. And sounded great. We've been trying to get Adam on more things vocally recently.
Yeah. Eventually there will be a song. Like, I mean, we have been working on a few covers where I do at least like an actual verse where I'm the forefront.
Yeah. You also took a major role in I'd Do Anything. Which you didn't play piano on at all, but you did vocals, which I think is funny.
Yeah. Well, because that one had heavy Riley involvement, so.
Yeah. That one was Riley's baby. Bow, ba, ba, ba.
So, like, we have, like, you can hear, like, the horns underneath. And we just changed up the bass just a little bit.
I think it's great. And these rap verses, incredible. This is our Limp Bizkit moment.
It is.
I don't have a therapist, by the way. Just to clarify, I lied to you.
Therapists are expensive.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
And the economy is part of the reason I need therapy. Found Indigo in a short of the poster building Indigo Park Minecraft.
Try that again.
So the poster of the video is building Indigo Park in Minecraft. I get it.
Ah.
Nice. That's cool. Like they use Life in Indigo as the backing track for that? That's fun. The harmonies on this one are kind of like ghostly.
Well, I think we did a lot of fifths on this song.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you do fifths harmonies, it's going to sound very, like, chanty.
Yeah. I wanted it to be kind of like ghostly, kind of haunting.
I find if you do, like, chanty or choral stuff, that kind of gives you that haunt, which is interesting because choral music is supposed to make you feel at ease.
Yeah.
But no. Complete opposite for me, usually.
I also get chronic migraines, which is like a source of anxiety for me. It's like, why is my brain always hurt?
I know, like, in terms of songs that I want to make in the future, a lot of them are like mental health related.
Oh yeah.
That's entirely where my brain has been for like my next sort of like set of ideas that I want to
I do a lot of that on the next album, which is coming out hopefully in January. Fuck. I have a lot of songs about like mental health on there. like Fall Away, which is a 21 Pilots cover, 50 Pound Body, and like Hands and Knees are all songs about like mental health.
Yeah.
I love whispering under a song. I think it's so good. Also, in theory, we've never played this song live yet, but in theory, Furray 2025 is all video game themed. That's our moment to pull out this song for the first time.
Oh, and believe me, it's going to be a hell of a light show.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you know, I'm a lighting designer and a lighting
It's your
technician.
one character trait.
My one character trait is, well, I have two. I play the piano and I do the light good.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my two character traits. And I am sad.
Who needs therapy? I've got drugs. Baby, I got alcohol. I've got vodka. I've got whiskey.
I drink and it still, it doesn't help.
$35 for a bottle that'll last me a week, or $250 for a therapist that only sees me for an hour. I'm just saying.
We do not promote alcoholism.
I wrote a verse about that on Let Me Go.
My one trait
a
is
verse
being
about that.
bright. I'm not bright, I'm dumb.
But yeah, so that's Inside Mind. Very good. I'm super happy with it.
That's like one of my faves.
I like Robin's comment. Who's Robin Hartz and what's a gender?
Barely know her.
The next song is Lost on the Beaches, which is Adam's baby on this album.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the story.
You're gonna tell the story.
I'm going to tell the story because this is the one time where someone hasn't told me, no, don't tell the story. It's going to take too long.
Yeah, also telling the story is literally what we're doing this for.
I know, which is why I'm excited to tell the story. Which is, I'm going to be honest, it's the least interesting story,
Yep.
but it is...
That's why you're told to skip it most times.
But the way this one came about was literally just, Katie was off elsewhere in their house, and I was just fucking around in Mixcraft. And I had found this one synth in Serum, like the one that you hear throughout the entire song. And I just started jamming. I was just like, it was the first time, the reason I tell this story, I think, is because before this point, I hadn't had a real huge random burst of inspiration in a long time, where I was like, I have an idea.
Yeah.
It was like most of my ideas from like the first 3 songs of the album were, I know how I can help, or it's like, or I don't need to help, but I can give a suggestion.
Yeah.
But this is the one where I was like, I know, because I started playing around with the synth and I was just like, holy shit, this sounds so fucking cool. Because I'm in love with like 80s synthwave kind of vibes. That genre of electronic music really speaks to me. So I started fucking around, and then Katie comes back and I'm like, I show them, I was like, I have this.
This might be something.
This might be something.
And then I was like, what if just like loop that again and add some like hard, like full piano chords on it. And then you did that and I was like, and then on another loop, let me quickly put some gated drums on here.
Yeah, I specifically asked Katie, I was like, because I don't trust myself to do drums most times. I specifically trust Katie to do drums.
Drums are so fun. I love making a beat.
And I was like, you know the vibe of like 80 synth pop. That's what I want to go for on this. And then Katie just like at one point just started writing.
Yeah, literally like it was going on. And I had this shitty little microphone we used to track our acoustic guitar. And I was sitting on the other side of the room and just started mumbling. And I was like, wait, record this real quick.
Yeah.
And I had like the whole song written in just that single sitting.
Like most of the song, like 95% of the song came together in one day. literally this song almost like
The only thing that didn't come together in that day was the guitars, because Jess recorded those like a week later.
yeah, we had Jess double track acoustic, which at first on this track I was like, when I first listened to it, I was like, I love the sound of the acoustic, but this somehow doesn't fit.
And so then I just took the EQ and muddied it and tossed it to the sides, and we were like, oh.
It turns out putting effects on it made it work exactly the way that my brain wanted it to.
Mm-hmm. And the electric guitar comes in later.
Yeah.
There's a guitar solo at the end. Shit slaps. The song is also like really fun to do live. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is Lost on the Beaches. It's a song about anxiety and not knowing what the future holds.
Which is...
Fuck.
This is one of those songs we should definitely release as an instrumental as well.
Yeah.
It's like, instrumental on this is...
So good.
Like, fuck. It's totally so different from the entire rest of the album.
Totally. Well,
Completely, it's a completely
except
different
for-
genre
Yeah.
than basically everything else.
hi, Wrath. How's it going? I think that like this and Slow and Tender and Ooh Ooh and the closing track all kind of like line up together.
This is, the Pack the Car line is the one line that changed, I
Yes.
think.
I can't even remember what it was originally.
Yeah, it used to be something else, but we changed it. I don't think it was on that day. I think it was later in the process that we changed the line. You didn't like it.
Yeah, I changed that like literally the day I recorded the final vocals.
Yeah. And there's me on the backing again.
Yeah.
Where this life will take me, that's all a mystery. I got a lot of questions in my mind about the way it ends. The thing I need, one day we will perform this live and I will be able to do those backing vocals while I play the piano.
It's fine. We got a backup vocalist. It's fine. We're good.
See, I gotta do it though. I gotta.
Yeah. In studio, doing backup vocals is one thing. Doing it live is a whole other.
Yeah,
And like, Robin's great at that.
yeah.
Can you hear me? I'm living my best life.
Well, as best as I can.
Paddle with the current. Nature's taking
Sounds
me.
so good. This song is so good.
What's the matter? I'll come back someday. I know it's gonna be a long time, maybe a century, but you know you're always on my mind. Like
I think once we had those drums, I was like, I knew we had it.
Yeah.
I knew we had the song from that point.
weeks ago,
Yeah.
where this life will take me, that's all a mystery. I got a lot of questions in my mind about the way it ends, but I'ma let them swim until I reach it. Spend my years building castles in the sands, yeah,
Lost on the beaches.
Can't say hi until Titan calls. Nice.
Hi.
Well-
I saw the little heart thing. That was fun.
Come on. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. We still need to make a song together, Reth.
going under. Will you
Gotta get you back into music.
bottom?
Hearts, 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 hearts.
My lost cause. There's the shoreline. Too far to swim to. I'm stuck in the water. Like glue and thoughts of you. I'm sinking. Going under. I'll
Pulled
meet
it
you
right
at
to this like emotional fucking spot, and then it was
And the key change, going up a fifth.
that's how you do it. Go up that fifth.
Except sometimes it's not how you do it. Because sometimes it's bad.
And oddly enough, I was doing a higher harmony when we were at the lower key, and then
now
we
you're
went.
doing the lower one.
Now I went to a lower harmony.
lost on the beach beaches.
There's that.
Whoa, lost on the beaches. Lost on the beaches.
Thank you.
This one.
That was like kind of our, I don't want to say lead single for this album. Because actually, I've Been Here the Whole Time was actually the lead single.
Yeah.
But
It was one of the singles.
it was one of these singles, and yeah, I really, really like that song. I think it's like, there's something about like the choruses earlier in the song before the bridge and the key change are very much like, thank God this week is over.
Mm-hmm.
And like, thank God this week is over. I need a fresh start. Whereas after that key change, it's more of a like, you know, thank God this week is done because I can be better. You know, it doesn't matter what the next week of my life holds, because, you know, there's always another week to come.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's like, oh, there's another week to come. Like, that's a source of anxiety. But also, it can be a source of, like, kind of, like, just, I am happy to move on with my life.
Yeah.
And, like, continue to work forward and make a better me every week.
Which is all we can hope to do.
Because you never know what's going to happen, and you have to keep pushing forward.
I had no idea that at one point we would be doing this,
Yeah.
because I was fairly concerned that what I would be doing was releasing one single a year, and it would get a few streams, and I'd be like, nice, I made a thing.
I mean, like, after Ramen Rejects, there was just a period of time where, like, and my mind still does this. I'm constantly go, 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 go. I'm ADHD, insomniac. My brain doesn't fucking stop. And there was a period of time where I, like, had to make things, and Adam couldn't.
Yeah, that was my depressive time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still kind of in it. But, like, you know, we're getting our way out of the metaphorical water and just trying to just be on the beach instead. Because creativity is hard when the world around you feels like shit.
Yeah.
That's going to be what I'm going to be writing about in the future, is like creativity is really fucking hard when the world around you kind of looks like shit.
Yeah. We have a song with, like, kind of a little demo for the next big WereWING album called Dear World.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is written entirely by Adam, with, like, a little editing from me. But,
Yeah,
like,
that was one that I wrote at my absolute lowest. When I wrote it overlooking downtown Edmonton, and I was just like, fuck this shit.
yeah.
But, like, poetically. Poetically.
Poetically?
Yeah, with pho.
Oh, I want to go for pho.
One day we will.
Yeah.
But you know what we'll do right now? We'll go for the next song.
Slow and Tender. This is the interlude track. And I wrote this for someone I was seeing at the time. And I, like, couldn't sleep, as usual. And this is, like, a instrumental 2-minute long thing that I wrote by myself when I couldn't sleep and I was thinking about a person. So, yeah.
Hey, it's like 5:30 in the morning. I wrote this song for you, and it's just how I was feeling at the time.
This song following Lost on the Beaches, though, like, this was the right point in the album to put it.
Yeah. Having, like, it's a 13-track album and only 5 songs in having an interlude is like kind of strange. But the entire rest of the album beyond this point is just go, go, go. And so there like wasn't another place to put an interlude track, but it also like fit really well here. This is right before we go like hard into, honestly, the more depressing part of the album.
The really fucking hard half. Where...
I don't like play like physical like piano and guitar very often on a lot of these songs, but like I don't know, I was really feeling it on this one. It happened.
I didn't really have anything to do with this song. That was all Katie in that one.
That was literally just like I was in my feels at ass o'clock in the morning.
And just...
It just happened. There it is. Thank you for the little heart. On a completely different note, now that we are out of the mellow part of the album, this is now 3 back-to-back video game songs.
We actually did this one before.
Ramen Rejects.
This is the second time this song has come out.
This song is like almost 4 years old.
Yeah, we made this for Ramen Rejects, and we just decided to do it on... Well, actually...
It's because I was over at your place one time and hanging out with your family, and you were just playing piano, and then you randomly just started playing this and made it like super bouncy and swingy and fun, which is so much different from how the original sounds. And I was like, we gotta do that. Like, that has to be the actual song now.
Yeah.
Like...
It was so much fun to do the song just like all like upbeat and bouncy for something that's like really dark.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, that's one of my favorite things is juxtaposing this really fucking dark shit with something that's just like...
Yeah.
I also snuck in a cheeky reference to AJR in this song.
Well, I mean, like, you were inspired by a production choice they did. I wouldn't call it a reference.
It is a production choice they made that I was just like inspired by, which is why in like the lead-in to the drop you hear this sort of like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da,
which is
from...
they do that in Weak,
yes.
The AJR.
Yeah. What's the song actually about, Katie?
This song, Should Have Known Better, is about Five Nights at Freddy's. It was written about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Entirely.
And is very much like you can tell in the lyrics. This is before I was getting better at like separating what I was basing a song on from the material it's based on, and kind of more relating it to myself. I still think that like this song does have some merit in like being based on myself in a way that's like, you know, the feeling of like you don't belong here. There is an overwhelming sense of dread in being in this place and in this thing that you do not like relate to, you do not aspire to have be a part of you, and yet like you're stuck here. And like, now that you're here, you can't leave, is literally lyrics in the song. Just like, yeah, kind of feeling trapped in something that you didn't mean to be a part of. Which again can relate to a lot of things. That can relate to like my job, literally that one. or in the case of like the context of a lot of this album, religion, and stuff like that. So this is that. It's like oh, you're in this, now you'll always be in this, you can never leave, and you'll die this way. And that's a source of anxiety for me, a source of like just frustration. Also, this song is quite aggressive with some of its lyrics, and yeah, here it is, track 6. I love a Rhodes.
You should have known better than to come here.
And you'll tell if I've worked on a song if you hear octave piano. Like I will, if there's an impactful point in the song, I will try and shoehorn an octave piano in along with the bass. That's just one of those things I really like the sound of that alongside a bass.
Yeah. You pass your tokens like this is a coin slot. It's like kind of like, oh, you kind of flaunted away this part of your life. Interesting how you'll never get that back. Like,
there it is.
it's so good for a drop. And I took the little octavey bass thing. Mostly, I'm a big fan of like Living Tombstone, and like a lot of like dance pop music uses that octavey bass as well.
Yeah.
This guitar part, I was like, hey Jess, you like Green Day?
Jess fucking killed it on this. Like, fuck.
I literally like took a drumstick and hit a pop can twice and a glass of water once for the clink clink ting. And then it just happened to record that audio onto the same track that the guitar amp sim was on. And we kept it that way. It sounded great.
It's amazing that those amp sims are good for more things than just guitars.
I love putting orchestral stuff on an amp sim. I think it sounds great.
Just pulls it right fucking down, and that's so good. I'm trying to remember. Oh,
And the pad comes in.
and you can faintly hear me in the back.
Yep. To make it sound like there was more voices, I like doubled most of our voices and like pitched them an octave higher. So if you pay a lot of attention, first song I heard from you, this or maybe Knife Play. Yeah, those are the big ones.
Oh, and that kick took out almost all the frequencies, but like,
I love taking a big kick and making it sound like a fucking nuke. It's good.
It won't be the last time.
Oh, it happens all the time. I even do it when I'm producing for other people too. Like if you listen to Text Patroclus Didn't Send by Robin Hartz. Oh, I did that in there. This guitar is so good.
God, such a good
Pause
fucking
that.
song.
Yeah, that song fucking slaps. It's good shit. I'm always happy to re-listen to that one. That being said, since this version of the song, I cannot listen to the original anymore. I just can't. It just does not sound good.
No, like, there was choices.
It's
made.
I was experimenting with like kind of dubsteppy growls in it, a lot of like where the bouncy hook in this version was like a dubstep drop, and it did not sound great.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I learned a lot from doing it.
Everything we did was like a learning experience, which is how we got here.
And it still is. Every song I make, I'm trying new things. you
Yeah.
know? And that's a good thing.
Like there's some things on like that first Ramen Rejects, well, the first, I guess, and only Ramen Rejects EP, that still, some of it still holds up. Some of it I'm like,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, you just used like an Acoustica fucking Mixcraft sax.
Yep.
Because it was just some fucking thing I noodled on the piano, and then we just put that into the sax track instead, and we thought it sounded fine at the time.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that EP in a while.
Me neither. Maybe it's just because I'm too happy with what we've done now. So
Yeah.
like, I like where we're going.
Sometime, maybe in the new year, we will be remaking Just in Case You Feel Alone by Ramen Rejects. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But in theory.
In theory.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
This next song is Knife Play, which was the first like big WereWING release. Knife Play is a song that came out around when Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach was releasing. I think I released it before Security Breach came out. And it was just based on like the character Vanny. She's a reluctant follower. She gets brainwashed into following this person that she knows is like evil, that she knows is not good for her. She knows that. So this song kind of ends up being about like a toxic relationship with something that you know will destroy you. But, you know, you're completely devoted to it. And that's, you know, that happens. It happens all the time in the real world.
Like with knives.
What?
Knife play. Knives.
Yeah, that's a kink.
Yeah.
Can't believe I named a FNAF song after a kink.
That's the thing that's craziest to me.
I get comments about that all the time. Like, you know what this means, right? And I'm like, yeah. Have you listened to any of my other stuff?
It's like, yes, I'm an adult.
I'm an adult.
Of course I know what this means.
But like, you know, this song Knife Play can be very like related to like, you know, the like Joker and Harley Quinn relationship thing, right? Where it's just like, you know, they're so bad for each other, and so toxic and so completely just fucked up that it can't possibly end well.
Yeah.
And it'll be bad for both of them. And this is, yeah, that's the non-FNAF takeaway from this song. Also for this version of the song, again, remastered, reimagined for the album. I did change a lot of the lyrics to be less FNAF-y, while still being kind of relatable to it.
Forget what I did on. I don't think I did much on this track in particular.
You redid the pianos, and you did backup vocals.
Because this one didn't need a ton of piano. Because like this is definitely one of those ones where like the guitars carry it.
Yeah.
And they
Well, this is a punk rock track, you
and
know?
they rip in this. They rip in this song. As the kids say, this shit's gas.
I don't know why I have this thing sometimes when I like write lyrics about like people's left arm.
Yeah,
I did the same thing in Dead Meaning.
Yeah, what's with you and that particular arm?
I'll have to switch it to something else.
after taking your left nut.
While nibbling your toes. What a shame, and in vain, all these people never realize that I'm to blame.
One of my personal favorite things about this track.
Bye, Wrath.
Bye.
Aw, kiss, kiss. Tell Titan I said hi.
One of my favorite things about this one in particular is I really like those like clicky wood, like the drumstick sounds.
I sampled, it was like a drum line thing of like snare tapping.
Like it makes it like there aren't many words that I have to describe it, but it carries that, like the percussion bit of that.
Yeah. That was the part of making the beat that like was like vital to it. I like heard those snare like the snare clicky tappies with the sticks, and I was like, oh, I'm using this. This will be the like main part of the beat.
So, are you trying to set like rim shots?
Yeah, and like clicking the sticks together.
Yeah,
and
stick
hitting the
clicky
rim.
clackies.
Yeah. But it was specifically like from a drum line sample. And then this little 8-bitty breakdown.
When we do play this song live, there is more piano in it when we play it live.
Yeah.
Mostly just so I have something to do, but also because you can definitely do like piano hits along with those like with those kind of guitar hits.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Ooh ah ya.
Ooh ah.
And this leads directly into the next song, which is still my favorite song on the album.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I remember we did this next one at your old place.
Yep.
Because you were like, I forget which FNAF game had come out at the time.
This was the book had come out.
The book had come out.
And Ruin had not released yet. And I had read some excerpts from the book, and I was like, this is really compelling character, like, for being FNAF. Mm-hmm. And the character's the Mimic, who, like, you know, was created to mimic this child and to raise the kid because dad couldn't be there. And so the Mimic would mimic everything the child did to be like the perfect playmate, you know?
Yeah.
And then the kid gets hit by a car and dies, and the Mimic is still mimicking this child who is now dead, and the dad is like, you know, mourning the loss of the kid, but this robot is still acting like the kid, and he gets like real sick of it because it's like some sick joke that the universe played on him, even though he did it to himself. And he beats the shit out of the robot, and in that case, the robot then learns how to destroy things, and becomes like this like new murderous force in the series. I related that specifically to the fact that I was taught how to live my life one way growing up. I was taught, you know, you're supposed to be this perfect little child, that you gotta follow God and you gotta obey the rules, and then my dad left. And that world kind of came tumbling down, because, like, if we're supposed to be perfect and we're supposed to live our lives this way, then how come you abandoned that? And how come that's okay? And that is a big point of contention in my life, is struggling with that. And so this song is very much about, like, religion, again, and specifically how that relates to my experience with my father. And this is definitely one of the most aggressive songs that I've ever written. It's also currently the longest. Though there is another 6-minute long track on Vembo, which is also very aggressive. Interesting how this happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's a song about my dad.
Yeah, this one was interesting as well because it's the one song on the album that we wrote in 3/4.
That's true.
Because I think I was just like, this feels like it could work in 3/4. And
I
then,
kind of like the waltz of it all, you know?
yeah, it was just, I think, and then I came up with the lead for this.
And it switches back to 4/4 for the outro.
Yeah, which is it's the one point where I
You had nothing to do with the song.
I
in
had
that part?
nothing to do with the end of the song because I don't listen to that. Katie and I's music tastes do differ a fair bit, believe it or not, despite the fact that we work together on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But like that bit, I was like, do we need that bit? And Katie's like, we're leaving that in.
No, that's like very important. That is like the vital part of the song to me. If the song didn't end in the way that it does, I would rather just not have had this song.
So that was the one bit where I was like, eventually I came around to it because I also learned, especially through Katie, how much effort and how much it takes to scream like that without hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talent involved in there that I recognize.
Yeah. There will be a lot more screaming coming out on the channel in the next few months, by the way. A lot of songs that Adam will not have had a part in.
Yeah, I haven't really done much, if anything, on the Thembo project.
Not even Thembo. Thembo has 2 screams on it. I'm talking about even just like the next big WereWING project. Like we have a song based on Into the Pit that is metal the whole way through. And I'm releasing I'm starting another band that is all metal. And stuff like that. I even have a scream at the end of Life in Indigo. Are you fucking kidding me? Like...
Again, that octave piano, so you know I've been here.
You've been here the whole time.
The whole time. On that vocoded.
So good.
We side-chained that piano as well.
Yeah. And the synth lead was something you just randomly came up with, and I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, I played this on the computer keyboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like shit. And Katie's like, no, no, no. Keep it. And I think it was your idea to sort of like auto-tune your voice subtly. I think just to like kind of get that robotic quality.
I wanted that robotic effect throughout the whole song. And there's like a lot. The vocoding gets more aggressive as the song continues, as there's more layers. And Jess's backup vocals on this are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
This song was also a very big test of what I was vocally capable of at the time. Now I'm like a lot better at this.
You can even do it live.
I've become so much more confident in my voice. But this was like, okay, So we're gonna be pretty much belting this song. And we sure do.
Oh god, yeah, we do. Well, I say you, probably. This is one of the songs that, when we played it live, has hurt my hands the most.
Yeah.
Because
that like drop into the hook every time, so good. Oh, did you want to try this?
oh sure.
Just like a little sippy sip. It's like real tasty. Yeah, right?
Damn.
The only monster I think is better than this is the Strawberry Dreams. So good. This breakdown is so good. The little giggle. The layers of vocals.
That's one of those things that's gotten so much better, like, over the years, especially when it comes to, like, your production, is, like, your vocal production has improved significantly over the years.
Yeah,
Like, this is a very good showcase of that.
yeah.
I can think in instrumentation layers, but I don't often think in vocal layers.
Yeah. And this guitar solo. Found out randomly this song has been featured on a video that was like a top 10 list of best FNAF song guitar solos.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, I found
What?
that recently.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah, it fucking slaps.
yeah.
We have a higher ranking on that list than any of the Nate Wants to Battle songs on that list, which is
Oh my god. That's high praise, because
So good.
Nate does good shit.
Nate does good shit.
Wow.
There's also a lot of like lyrical repetition on this album that I think is, in retrospect, like super compelling. The Make Me Come Alive, and then the next song's chorus is We Come Alive.
Oh. That's very smart. Like, seriously, how I think I was even there for these recording sessions,
You were.
and I was just like,
How are you doing? And this last one is 3 screams all layered on each other, all at like slightly different pitches. Sounds so good. And that echo, and just letting the guitars ring. And then right into the next song. So
especially
good.
like echoing like right into the, like, in each ear, just going. It's like
Yep.
the song gets sucked away.
Like normally you want to clean up stuff like that when you're letting a note ring, but like for the ending of that song, like it just really worked. During the like rise up into that outro bit, I had the vocals and the drums each like started going slower in like BPM, in tempo,
Yeah.
separately from each other. So like the vocals and the drums are separately going out of time differently from each other as the guitars are like chugging and ramping up, and the vocal whispering and the layering and all that. And then it all like stops right before the scream and like all comes back together full force. And I think it like is so cool. I love when things are like purposely out of time. Mm-hmm. I'm just, it's so fun. I do the same thing on, there's a track on Thembo called Hyperpop, which is a hyperpop song. You couldn't tell. And I have like this ramped up screamy vocal thing that just like progressively gets more out of time as the like ending of the song ramps up. And I think it's so cool because then it ends up being out of time enough where the final like word is in time again. It's so fucking
shit.
cool.
All right, you're gonna have to show me this at some point.
Yeah, it's like not finished. I have to do some work on it still, but like maybe when we're on our way to dinner later, we can
Hell yeah.
listen through them, though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. My favorite song on the album by far. I think it's so good. It really like just nails everything that I want the song to be, everything I want the song to say, all of the emotions that I was feeling. Just yeah, fuck. Good song.
Yeah.
Like
Really,
genuinely, like not to toot my own horn, but this song is just good.
it's a good song.
Yeah, that's that.
Like for being the first WereWING album, this is really strong. Like out of the gate.
But also, this was like literally, like, our first release was 4 years prior to this. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, 4 years is a long time to learn.
Yeah.
And I think like comparing this to Just in Case You Feel Alone is like not even comparable
No.
because of just like the sheer amount that we learned in between then and now.
Yeah.
And even now, like you listening stuff like Catch a Breath and Life in Indigo is so drastically improved even over The Devil's Den. Mm-hmm. And I'm like so happy about that. I'm so happy to be learning and getting better and kind of having a craft that I can devote myself to.
I'm extremely surprised at the response to especially Life in Indigo.
Yeah, that got really well received. And that was the first song with our new guitarist as well. And he has never had a song release that got like more than 100 streams. So Life in Indigo was a huge thing for him.
Yeah, like
Life in Indigo, I think, passed like across all platforms. I think it just passed either like 35,000 or 40,000.
yeah, like I know at least on YouTube we hit 22,000.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for that. That's
And we have a few
Fucking
thousand
crazy.
on Spotify. We have a few thousand on Apple. Like it's doing well, and I'm so happy about it.
that's fucking nuts.
Um,
Thanks to everyone who's listened to that. That is crazy to have our music listened to by that many people, and that people
Yeah.
really like it. It's
fucking cool.
it's an insane feeling.
Speaking of Catch a Breath, Catch a Breath and this next song have a lot in common. They are based on the same video game. Different characters, different like feelings in the games, but there is a lot of lyrical callback in Catch a Breath to this song. And there's also a lot of lyrical callback between I've Been Here the Whole Time and What's the Time as well. I think What's the Time is quite compelling in a lot of ways. It follows like Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, whatever. Say what you will about that. But to me, What's the Time is very much a song about like, you know, kind of fighting yourself. And like, you know, the idea behind Poppy Playtime is like, here is this childish, fun thing that like is supposed to make you feel comfortable and supposed to make you feel safe. But here is how, like, here's how greed and just like a lack of compassion can like twist even like the most comforting things into just this dreadful, awful feeling.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, you're running around a toy factory from these children's toys that are bigger than life and are out to kill you. But, you know, comparing that to like, here is how I have like learned to grow up and cope with everything that I have done. and here is how that's haunting me. And you know, even this song has like a rap verse in it, and a lot of the lyrics in that rap verse are kind of like a note to self. And again, this song is remastered. It was originally a solo song, remastered for the album with some changed lyrics to make it fit more with like about self rather than game.
And the theme.
Yeah, I fucking love this song. I really can't wait to perform this one live because we haven't yet.
We will.
And we will. And I think when we perform it live, having this one be a direct lead into Catch a Breath would be so cool.
Yeah. By the time we perform this live, we will have working in-ears.
Yes.
I might buy some stuff between now and for a.
Yeah. Belt packs?
I would like to get us our own
Yeah.
like in-ear belt packs.
I would chip in for that. All right. What's the time? It's 8:45. It's time to take a bath. This music box. I love using a music box. This riff. I wrote this guitar riff. I could play this guitar riff. Our guitarist at the time couldn't.
Damn, you wrote something that the guitarist couldn't play.
I think it's so funny. Jess struggled with that so hard. We had to do that thing that I used to do with the recording like 4 different takes and layering them in together. Jess had to do that. Jess was our guitarist. Also, this solo, I played this solo. Like, our guitarist couldn't. I think that's so funny. Oh, it's a time disappearing. Death is in permanente. Need you alive. What's the time? It's playtime.
Innovation, lying here and waiting. Something as intelligent as you
And I think
playing. It's a new friend.
I more or less just wrote the piano bits on this one.
I'd swallow a bit off your mug into my arms. A tight squeeze, you hyperventilate until you buckle at the knees. Wipe off your brow like I think I'm good now. It's not your time, meet your demise with glazed over wide eyes. Fucking get a clue, it's what I was made to do. You can't escape me, but you can try. Yeah, I look easy, but I don't quit until I make you cry. I'm a little disappointed.
Conducting to your current position in the factory is such a good line because all of the puzzles in Poppy's Playtime are based on like electricity wiring. Conducting to your current position in the factory,
It's good.
separate lines connecting directly to each other in a way that's like super cool. That's such a good line. Sometimes I'm a lyricist.
Sometimes.
All my old friends
Sometimes.
gone without trace. What am I supposed to do? Trapped in here like one of you. Truly intelligent, artificial sentiment, biological, and after all those who created it, too early to die, but that choice isn't mine. Call me on the grave, I always was saying natural time. Red hair, blue dress, I've seen that before. Young ones, but that's relative to who we are. You bleed. Me too. Now who's the real monster? Is it me or is it you? I'm a real kid.
And those
just like
floaty,
you.
haunting
Bite down on
vocals.
a poppy seed and make your dreams come true.
Poppy seeds. This is kind of more a reference to like warrior cats. Poppy seeds are used as like a medicine in that because the what's in a poppy seed kind of like if you have too much of it can like numb you. And so I like writing the bite down on a poppy seed line, not only because it's a Poppy Playtime song, but because like the idea of like doing this thing just to feel numb so that you can continue on is a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the progression in that song, having the like, here is the rock breakdown. Okay, here's the second verse with like a hip hop beat breakdown. And then the third one is like those synthetic drums and that like 808 bass line over top of the punk rock guitars. I just punched the microphone, I'm sorry. At the same time, I think that's so cool. And then having like the glitched out vocals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Good shit.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's What's the Time. Fucking sick. Good song. Love it.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. This next song is complete juxtaposition to that.
And it's one of the hardest songs to try and play live.
I don't understand why, but it's fine.
It's like the one that we were working on the other day, I think, where the chord changes happen at such an interesting time.
It's just the anticipation.
The anticipation is not what I anticipated.
Well, sorry.
But
but like Ooh
It's so pretty. It's
Ooh
so pretty.
is a song, it's a pop song. Strictly like a pop song. There's no guitars in this song whatsoever. Also, this is a song that I made solo ages ago, and the version that's on the album is literally just the same. Like, we didn't change anything.
Yeah, I think you asked me at one point, it's like, do we remaster this? And I was like, no.
No, it's good as
It's perfect. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't need to change.
So this song is very much about, like, finding community. And, like, learning to trust people and, like, settle in even when it's hard. And there's always this, like, you know, the ending of every chorus in this song, and there's like fucking 5 choruses in this song, because it's just like short and sweet. The ending of every chorus like goes down into like a minor chord and just like says, "Don't leave me." Even though you found this person that you relate to, and you found this community that loves you and accepts you, and for me that was like the furry community. And stuff like that, and just like, even though you're so comfortable together and you're so happy, there's always this like sense of like, how long will I have this? How long will I feel this way?
Is this going to go away anytime soon?
And playing this song live at Howl, like, I had a really hard time singing it, because conventions and like all of these like-minded people coming together to share space and to share their time and their minds and their thoughts and their creative passions and be engaged with each other in such a beautiful way. Like, no matter what you think about a furry convention or how like degenerative a lot of the activities that go on there are, this is a community of people that truly trust each other. A community of people that like know that despite all the horrors of life, that like for a weekend we all get to be together, and we all get to share in this thing that really means so much to us, and we get to see our friends from all over the country. And I'm getting emotional about it now, but like,
And it's like,
to be in a room performing this song for people who are all there for one shared purpose, like, really, really gets me. And that's what this song is about, and it means a lot to me. Anyway.
yeah. And I mean, people wonder like why these conventions exist, and it's like, as someone who, you know, at this point works for 2 and is probably going to add more if I can, we do this for community. We do this, like, there aren't, like, I know, like, I've said this to people, like, at Foray and in other places. There's not many people who are crazy enough to do AV for free.
Yeah.
Considering how much we should be getting paid for it, but why do we do it?
You do it out of love for the people who, you know, relate to you and connect to you and that you share these feelings with.
I've met so many great people through the community that if I get to do something that I love, which is, you know, lighting and AV and all that stuff. And on top of it, getting to perform is also just like, so I would do it for the community. So that's my bit of
It just like
relating
saddens
to this
me
song.
whenever I go to a con or whatever and people are like, yeah, I had to like lie to my family and coworkers about what I was going on a trip for. And I, you know, the amount of like trans and queer people that you see at a convention that are like, yeah, I'm not out to my family or to anybody in my real life, but here I feel comfortable enough to wear a skirt. Mm-hmm. And it just like, yeah, that really fucks me up. Because it's like, this is a place where you can all get together and really be yourself. It's fucked up that, like, why do the people in your personal life not accept you for that? And it took a long time for me to, you know, be able to accept myself for those things. And I really hope that anybody who goes to a con and feels like that's the only place they can truly be themselves, like, finds that someday. Anyway,
The song.
here's the song. Silly little fox music.
Silly little fox music. Meaningful fox music.
Foxes on the run, taking in the sun.
Sobbing over a chilled out groove.
Or is this
Sometimes that's just how it is.
don't leave me? Walls under the moon. How will I
And you can hear why I said don't change this.
in the night they crawl, searching for a friend.
And that synth, I found a random preset that sounded like howling, and I was like, this is so cool. And I kept it as is. It's just like a Mixcraft preset.
Just find that one synth and it just can inspire shit.
Yeah. I didn't mean to cry. It's fine. You're good.
Taking in the sunlight, daydreams all the while. Or is this reality?
The harmonies on this song were very interesting. I think I only went up a second. A second or a third.
It would have probably been a third.
I would have to look at the file again.
A second, I think, is like would still be very dissonant.
Yeah.
Only just a little closer.
Yeah.
Lovers on the run, taking in the sunlight, daydreams all the while. Or is this reality? Don't leave me. Playful life's mission. Cherish every minute. Bundled up with love, sharing every happy dream. Lovers on the run, taking in the sunlight, daydreams all the while. Or is this reality? Don't leave me.
Complete tonal shift.
Complete tonal shift.
Yeah, no, that song, Uwu did not used to fuck me up like this, but like over the years, as I've like gotten more involved in the community and I've met more people, it just like really, that song means so much more to me than it did when I originally wrote it. And yeah, I just, yeah. Fuck.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Fuck. Good shit.
Very good shit.
I'm sorry for doing that, doing what I just did there, but you know, that's how she be.
That's how she be.
Whew.
Now,
All right,
This one.
this one is a song about cults. This song is another video game based song. It's based on Metroid Dread, which that game is fucking fantastic. Everybody should play it. It's definitely one of the best titles on the Switch. Just fucking stellar. But that game focuses its story a lot on like, you know, where do you come from? What do you believe in? Like, what are you hunting for? And like, sometimes like you've already found it. And this is like, you know, so a lot of stories are like, oh, the thing you've been searching for the whole time is inside yourself. But that's not always a good thing. Because this song is about like searching for... Hi, Randy. This song is very much... You just missed me like crying for a straight 3 minutes, by the way.
Yeah.
This song is very much about like you are searching for what has made all this discourse, this displacement, this destruction happen. And the sad truth is that sometimes that does come from within you, and when you figure out that you're the source of that, that can be, you know, a much worse feeling than you want it to be. This song is very based on religion again, as a lot of the songs are on this album. And like, you know, for me, recognizing the kind of like cultish behavior that I was born into in the town I grew up in. Yeah, while also being based on Metroid Dread and featuring Blakori, who did quite a few of the synths that you'll hear in this song for the drops. And yeah, you I don't think
I did nothing on this
you
song.
did nothing on
I
this
did
song.
nothing on this song. I just
Yeah, it
got
was-
to be there when hear it, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Blakori is amazingly talented.
yeah,
Like, there's not enough words can be said about how talented, especially just like of a producer they are in general.
yeah.
Like,
If you really want to hear like some really good production from Blakori, listen to Let Me Go, which is one of the newer songs on the channel. Their production's always on point, stellar.
100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blakori for just being amazing.
Which is also kind of interesting. This song actually was not produced by Blakori. They did a bunch of the like synths and drops and stuff like that, and a bunch of the percussion, and then sent that to me, and I produced this song. So it does not sound as good as a Blakori produced song, but they still helped out a lot with it, and I really appreciate that. Yeah.
It is a deep meaning, Randy. A very deep meaning.
Yeah.
Most of these songs have very deep meanings.
Yep. I also wanted it to be kind of like choiry. This is also the lowest note that I've ever successfully hit, is in this song. Thank you, Randy.
Did it hit 25?
Yeah, I think it had a bit more of a boost over the last couple days.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Holy fuck.
That low note. I think a low G.
Damn.
That's all I know, so sinister. Admonished her in the blink of an eye. You stuck them inside. Contemplate why the hunt is subside. And we don't know how we're gonna escape. There on the prowl and the watching this way. Turn around, hit the ground, leave a bomb at the last turn. Better hope there's a path to the pasture. A shot is back. Words from a cold eye. Live out my days on the hunt for answers that I dread. I may find.
I did the bass on this song. Yeah, I did the keys, I did the bass, I did the vocals. And I did like half of the drums. I did these kind of more kit sounding drums. I just like this line. Which is also kind of a callback to I've Been Here the Whole Time, where it's like you may seek what you will find.
Yeah. I mean, you could still try and get a cassette anyways, Randy, just as a way to support your friends.
Yeah, you can get the cassette. It's only like
15
15 bucks,
Canadian?
probably 10 US.
I think we also still have a bunch of CDs left.
Yeah, CDs are available on our Ko-fi page.
Adaptation, raised in sin. Won't you let us in? Ancient remains unheard. Fusion of bad dreams. But in this chasm of dissonant uncertainty, you will see.
Yeah, fucking love that song. Sad fact about that song, I have 0 of the stems for it anymore.
Really?
There is no way that I could go back into this song to like render out a backing track or anything like that. I would have to like take the instrumental that like I had released on YouTube, take that and like add in things to it again
Damn.
to make an actual backing track. Cause yeah, like most of the files just don't exist anymore,
Ah, shit.
which is sad. And there's reasons behind it that I will not talk about because it's not about me. So, but it is sad that I can't, like, doing a live version of this song would be like probably not possible.
Damn.
Because, you know, if I wanted to make a backing track version of this song where we like take out the bass, take out the keys, take out some of the guitars and stuff like that so that we could play those live, like I don't have the physical ability to go in and take those things out.
Shit.
And I don't even have the ability to go in and like recreate the song either because I just don't have the things for it.
Back.
Yeah. Sad, but whatever, what can you do?
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone is speaking of the thing that Randy was saying, you know, like we have cassettes available of this album that are available on our Bandcamp.
There's only a couple left.
Yeah.
I found out the other day that my sous chef bought one.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't even have a cassette player, but now I have this little tiny WereWING album just sitting on my shelf. It's like, that's great. Thanks. Appreciate that.
So if you want to buy that, you can go to werewing.bandcamp.com. If you want to buy one of our CDs, we made a bunch of CDs that we
made them by hand, so
we
they're
made them
kind
by
of garbage.
hand. We made them by hand. What that means that they're from the heart.
Yeah.
I hooked up a computer in my room that still had a CD drive, and I put the songs on them one by one
Yep.
with my
50
bare hands.
CDs, 2 of which died in the process, so 48 CDs.
Yeah.
And I think we still have like 20 something.
So if you go to our Ko-Fi page, which I think is linked in the description.
If it's not linked in the description,
You can find-
linktree/WereWing.
And
That's
you'll-
linktr.ee/WereWing.
And you'll find it there. You can buy our CDs. If you want a physical version of this and you don't have a cassette player, which I don't imagine you would, but get a cassette anyways.
I have a really nice like little Studebaker cassette player.
Yeah, yours is cute. I love it.
Which I actually used in the music video for Watch, which is a song off Thembo. So
I don't know
Thembo is coming out soon.
soon.
Hype. Yeah. Okay, this next song is called Dysphoria. And this is another one that Adam didn't really have a hand in because I had this song completely, like, an instrumental completely produced ages beforehand. And it was only when Robin started helping out with the track that, like, some of the piano was rewritten and, like, Robin played it because we just, like, finished writing the song together. This is another track that went over numerous rewrites. I probably, in my Google Docs, have like 6 different versions of lyrics for this song. And some of the lyrics stayed, some of the melodies stayed, most of it changed. The chorus is completely different. Just like, this song has gone through a lot of changes. Interesting how a song called Dysphoria can
Go through a lot of changes.
yeah, anyway. This is another song that makes me bawl my eyes out, so hopefully I don't do that right now. But dysphoria, for those who don't know what that means, is a mental health condition specifically for people who struggle with their physical identity, specifically on a case of gender. And, you know, gender dysphoria is a leading cause of suicide in queer people. And it's something that is very hard to talk about. Because if you are a person who doesn't experience dysphoria, it is very hard to understand what that means. For myself, and in a lot of the lyrics in this song, it is easiest to explain essentially if you look in a mirror and see someone that isn't you. And just like the feeling of, you know, this flesh vessel that you're forced to live in isn't yourself, but you have to live with it every day, and that's uncomfortable, to say the least. So yeah, this song is called Dysphoria. It's with Robin Hartz. Yeah, trannies writing tranny music. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
And that like repetition in the piano was like very important to me for this song.
Can't cracked glass refract what I need you to see. These shadows on the sidewalk look like someone else. So in the shade, I'll count the days till I feel like myself.
Just kind of the feeling of like dread, not knowing how you're gonna deal with that. for the rest of your life.
Myself, I don't wanna be. Words from your mouth make me wanna leave. Hair on my face 'cause of how I was born makes others assume as to how I conform. The pitch of the voice must mean one or the other, and real men don't grow up to be like their mothers. I thought you'd have noticed by now. Fate made its mind up, there's no way around. This chest is padlocked and I know the key.
I know there was a point where like you were like asking, it's like, is for something on this song, and I was just like, I don't really know.
Didn't really need anything,
Yeah,
because I'd already, like, all this piano I'd already written.
yeah. I'm like, there's not much that I can do here because it's like this perfectly suits the subject matter.
The only thing that ever changed was like the piano in the chorus changed because Riley wanted a different chord progression.
I'm still learning about who I am and who I want to be. That's not me.
And learning that you like can change things to like feel more comfortable as yourself and to like learn how to live with it is like really difficult but really empowering when it can happen.
Somewhere in my chest there's still a kid who doesn't
There's a thing for me, it's like with like
play a part, that they're
avatars in VR chat do a lot.
supposed to play a game and everybody
I
It sounds silly to people who aren't like within the furry fandom, but it's amazing how much you like can get an avatar in VR chat that kind of represents who you feel like inside.
yeah,
How
and
much-
that's exactly what dysphoria is. Like, yeah.
staring at my reflection, and I'm learning how to peel back the layers and let myself out. So this face on mirrors that stares back with me. There's someone inside of me that I'd love to be. That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
I know, but I don't want to.
You're allowed to.
That's me. That's me. I'm not pining for your sympathy, just a little room to breathe.
Yeah.
Nah.
Do you need tissues?
No, I'm good. I wasn't crying.
Said the liar.
Said the liar. Me when I'm lying. So yeah, that's our song about dysphoria, which, like, for an album about inner demons,
Damn.
not knowing who you are on the inside is in and of itself one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the last track on the album. There is a closing track as well, which is its own song, obviously. It's called Untitled. the end, thus giving it a title. But it kind of doubles as like a medley of all the themes throughout the album, calling back to lyrics, calling back to melodies throughout the album, and kind of just being like my final thoughts on like the inner struggle that I have. And like, how do I capstone that? How do I talk about everything that these past 12 tracks talked about? And give kind of my thesis about an inner struggle. And so this song is called Untitled, The End. And I randomly made the majority of the beat for this song. I was just hanging out at Adam's place one day.
Yeah.
And I think you literally like left the apartment for 2 hours and I was just here.
Yeah, I had to go somewhere, and you were just noodling around on my computer. I think we ended up saving it as like Katie's synth thing,
Yeah.
and then you ended up being like, "This works."
This is the closer. This is the closing track, yeah. And the harmonies on this one, after the first verse, the harmonies were all written by Adam, but they're my vocals, but Adam wrote them. And the piano on this track was Adam as well. This one we pretty much made just the two of us.
Just the two.
There's no guitar or anything on it. This is just like the closing thoughts.
Yeah. Back to basics, kind of.
Where do I start? Tell me, where does it end? Will I fall in love, or will I just be your friend?
I don't think it's some of the best piano ever, Randy. I don't think so.
It is piano on a song.
It's not my best. I've done
It suffices, but it's good.
until this also the song harkens back to our original EP
Yeah.
so many times in the lyrics.
This has some lyrics from our original EP. There's some lyrics from In Sound Mind. There's some lyrics from They Don't Know Us, or You Don't Know Me. There's some lyrics right there from Lost on the Beaches. There's some lyrics from Hindsight. This whole song is just lyrics from previous songs in this album. Knife Play. That's from You, off of Just In Case You Feel Alone.
Like a sinking ship in the ocean, unopened for 100 years to observe, always hoping. Stuck in one place, how mundane, what a shame. All these people never get, I'm playing victim to my brain. Yeah, I'm sinking, yeah, I'm going under. Let the people know that it's all cause of my own blunder. Oh, this is the end. I'll never again get to see you, my friend. Oh, this is the ending. Why are we pretending that we'll ever mend it? Tell me, where does it start? Tell me, where does it end? Could I fall in love, or do I just be your friend? Lots is
This beat was really fun to make as well.
years since I met you. Lots of people leave once they hear what I go through. Oh, this is the end. I'll never again get to see you, my friend. Oh, this is the ending. Why are we pretending that we'll never mend it?
And then something old and something new.
Once I see calling out to me, salutations, I'm rising at the start.
So many credits.
Yeah, performed by the band of WereWING featuring Robin Hartz, Blacori, Katie, me, Jess, Robin, Katie, Jess,
Fraser,
me, Robin, Katie.
All produced by me. Additional support from Nora Voilin and Blacori and Tricky Stoop, who made the physical cassettes. Credits? This isn't Star Wars?
It's
What?
not nearly as long of a credits as Star Wars, and I've seen one Star Wars.
And lyrics by Katie, Robin, Adam, and Jess. Art by Snowy Owie and Zachary Ribbett, who are both incredible.
Incroyable.
Incroyable.
Mr. Incredible.
And yeah, that's 1 year. 1 year
That-
of the Devil's Den.
We did that. We made that.
We made that happen. You come in at the ass end of
God
the stream.
damn it, Morgan.
We've been streaming for 2 hours. And you're just here now. Damn. Yeah. A wild Morgan appeared. But that is the 1 year anniversary of The Devil's Den. This album, like, really means a lot to me. And, you know, is just, like, a kind of testament to, like, all I've been able to learn and, you know, the importance of being able to make things with friends, which I plan to do a lot more of. The lyrics at the very end of that final song are the lyrics to a chorus of the opening track of our next big WereWING album.
Yeah.
So,
Which,
something old, something new.
yep, there will be,
That opening track is called Salutations.
I imagine there might be 2 albums coming out next year, possibly. If we get
It'll be Thembo.
and then
The cover album is almost done. And then hopefully another, like, full band WereWING album as well.
Are we including the one that, the AJR cover on that cover album?
Hopefully, if we release it, like, the song's done. We just
Yeah.
need to do a video.
Yeah, we do.
Morgan and I are going to work on another song, hopefully at some point. And depending who else is around at the time, we'll do that. Want the next album now? My next, like, the next WereWING album, Thembo, is releasing in January.
It's coming soon.
Coming soon. And it's a banger. There's some really fucking good stuff on there. And then there's 2 singles for the next WereWING album after that, which are Catch a Breath and Life in Indigo.
Yeah.
As if you can sing, yeah.
Randy, yeah, we remember how that Friday cover, the idea went.
I'll give you a background vocal for one line that'll drown in reverb with like 12 other people over top of you.
Oh shit, we are at 25K on
25K.
on Life in Indigo.
Yeah. Insane.
The fucking fuck.
Oh, don't you know? Life in Indigo, I think, is so fucking good.
Oh, it's so fun.
I have to piss like a motherfucker, but I'll be right back in a sec. You keep chatting. I'm sorry.
Don't forget to take off your mic.
Oh, you don't want to hear me pissing?
No, I don't think. Just click the button on the bottom.
No.
All right, it's just me now. This is one of the things that we got recently. We got these Rode video mics. That's what we've been using for this stream. It's only interesting to it's interesting to a few people, but yeah, we got these recently. I guess a little bit of housekeeping updates. We're going to be launching the new CyberSoup website in the new year. Currently, if you go to cybersoupent.com, you're going to be hit with a coming soon screen. Let's see here. See if I can bring it up. Yeah, currently, it's just going to look like that. It's just going to look like coming soon. But the CyberSoup website is coming in the new year. There's going to be all kinds of articles that will be written. There's quite a few that already exist. Katie has written a few things. They've written a new one on horror games, and like specifically, I think the sort of childish horror kind of thing is whatnot. Like, I'm writing one on travel. I'm going to be writing one on my recent trip to Chicago, and how that impacted sort of my hopes for the future. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to be going on the CyberSoup website in the new year. It currently looks like this, but there will be more. There's going to be more, and we're starting to film content for the CyberSoup channel, which is part of why we bought these mics. They're not hugely expensive, Randy. They were like what, $400?
Yeah, roughly 200 each.
Yeah, roughly 200 per mic. And they come with like a thing that's down here you can't see, but there's a wireless receiver that can plug directly into your phone.
Yep.
We've been using those for making new content for the CyberSoup channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've got plans for new series. Like, we're doing Cooking with Katie is coming back.
If you remember Cooking with Katie off the Crispy Mountain channel, we did one episode as kind of a tester, and I enjoyed doing it so much that we're doing a full series.
Yeah.
There will also be like, Here's the Soup is going to be coming back as like an actual like gaming news talkback show. What's Poppin' is going to be coming back, which this stream we just did might end up actually being on
What's
that.
Poppin'?
I'm recording an episode of What's Poppin' with my mom next week. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be very fun. I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to be super chill. My mom is so fun. She's great.
The hospital and speed dial, why?
Okay.
In regards to the soup? Or...
I don't know. I've written like 6 articles for the website so far already, and I plan on having at least 2 more before we actually launch. So there'll be plenty to read when the site is available.
Yeah. I've still got mine that I'm doing about my recent trip in November to Chicago, and kind of the impact on like my outlook on like specifically like queer spaces in general.
Yeah.
Which is going to be completely out of left field considering most of the shit on the website so far, but
yeah.
gonna be
Morgan, were you still writing that one article for the website, or did you stop that? I know Sam had one that he was writing as well.
it's going to be a good year. CyberSoup is going to be coming back in a totally different way in the new year.
I'm excited about it.
It's going to be really nice.
Yeah. And it's going to be like super like low stakes as well. I thought you had a draft of something on the website, didn't you?
I thought you did.
I thought you were writing something. Anyway, whatever. No,
Yeah.
we don't need to. Oh, you turned it off.
Yeah, I turned it off. I'm just looking to see how many things we have on the website thus far.
There's 5 right now, and I have a 6th one that I am posting probably in the next day or 2, and then you
Yeah.
have your draft.
Yeah, there's more coming. Like, I think the word I was thinking of was mascot horror.
Mascot horror. Yeah.
There'll be a way on the website as well for you to sign up with your email. So if you want to sign up to get notifications on when new stuff comes out, if you have a specific topic that you want to subscribe to, like when we do Cooking with Katie, if you want to get those recipes or anything like that,
Yep.
those are going to go up on the website. If you just want to be notified about a new CyberSoup upload, we'll probably put CyberSoup uploads on the site with posts, especially the Cooking with Katie ones will probably include the video and the recipe.
Yep. It'll be a whole thing. It'll be good. There'll also be like specific categories and tags on the site that like if you want to see if we've talked about a specific game, you can literally just search in the bar like Mario Kart and see any of the stuff we've done based on Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Which there will be 2 by the time the website launches, in theory. Because I did a Mario Kart DS review, and then we did a Mario Kart 8 tier list for every single track in the game. That is 98 or 96?
96 tracks, I think.
90, no, it's 98.
Is it 98?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like 24 tracks.
Yeah, so... No. There's 48 tracks per, so it's 96, you're right.
Yeah. We literally put up a poster board in here
It's
that hung from the ceiling with duct tape. You're gonna have to see the video. I've got the footage right here on this new SSD I bought.
Hell yeah.
It'll come out on the Cybersoup channel in the new year.
Yeah.
Just new shit like that.
New shit, new fun, new good.
Crispy Mountain's dead.
Crispy Mountain's not dead. It's sitting there for when we need it. And we just don't currently need it.
Yeah, we've talked about it being a behind the scenes channel potentially for things. At this point, it's like it's there if we need it. We've got the URL, and
Yep.
we've done testing on that channel. Like we've figured out things that work.
Lots of testing.
We've figured out that a consistent schedule is not necessarily what we need because life
Because we can't.
happens.
And
So
that's fine.
we just need to be able to post stuff whenever it's done.
Yeah.
Kind of the way we do music as well.
Yeah.
Kind of when it is done, it is done.
Yep.
That's when it'll come out.
Hype. Hype. Yeah. But yes. Thanks for watching the stream. Appreciate it. Our coffee page has merch.
Yeah.
Our Bandcamp page has like you can buy our music outright to support us, or you can buy from Tricky Stoop our physical Devil's Den cassette tapes.
Yeah. Buying stuff on Bandcamp is one of the best ways to support us.
Go to cybersoupent.com, sign up for the mailing list to get notified when the website goes live.
Can you do that?
Yes. Oh, it doesn't?
It doesn't let you sign up.
Well, anyway, sucks to suck.
Bookmark cybersoupent.com.
And it'll go live on the 1st.
Yeah, that's when it'll be there.
And yeah, we're gonna have a chill time.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink water.
Please drink water. It's a good idea.
And
I say drinking Monster Energy, literally the opposite of water.
after you drank a coffee.
After I drink a coffee, which is also the opposite of water.
I mean, there's water in it.
Yeah. All right, have a good one, y'all.
Right.
Mood lighting.
Mood lighting.